first thing that you need to do is you need to go to a plus students.com. This is a math lesson. So once you are at the website, you need to select math. Okay. Once we are done with math, we need to, and your grade is grade 7, right? So you need to go to grade 7s. Okay. After grade 7s, we need to go to the lesson, right? And the lesson for today is, the topic for today is, I'll write down the topic. The topic for today is geometric measurements. That's the topic. And the lesson number is, and the topic number is, the chapter number is 22. It is chapter 22. Once you're in the folder for grade 7 maths, you'll find this as chapter number 22. And today we will be doing the lesson that would be circles. And we would do word problems. Okay. So in chapter number 22, we go to circles, the word problem, and the lesson number is 6. Okay. So you go to a+students.com, you select grade 7 math. The topic we are doing is geometric measurements, chapter number 22. Once you are in chapter number 22, you go to lesson number 6. Okay. So we are in geometric measurements. We are doing circles word problems today. Okay. Let's begin with the first question and let's see. Okay. Let's copy the question and let's continue with the question. The first question states that, this is the first question. I'll increase the size so that it's readable for you people. Okay. The question number 1 states that Dean has a round trampoline. Okay. This is question number 1. Dean has a round trampoline with a diameter of 2 meters. Okay. What we need to do is we need to find the radius of the trampoline. Okay. What we can also do is we can do a rough sketch for our understanding. What we can do is we can draw a circle. Okay. We don't have to do this. It's just for an understanding. We draw a diameter. A diameter is a line that passes through the center of the circle. It is passing through the center. The diameter is given as 2 meters. And they are asking us, what is the radius? They are asking, what is the radius? Okay. We know that diameter is twice of radius. It's double in length. Okay. So we can also say that diameter is twice of radius. The value for the diameter is given to us. It is 2 meters. Agreed. And we need to find the radius. That would be an r. So what we can do is we can divide. When this 2 is divided by the 2 on the other side, we can find the radius. Agreed. And the radius comes out to be 1 meter. Okay. M-E-T-E-R. The answer is 1 meter. That is our radius. Do we agree on this? Okay, great. Let's move on to the next question and let's see what do we need to do in the next question. In the next question, they are saying, I'll just copy the question so that we have it on our screen. Okay. And if ever there is pi, we use the value of pi to be I'll just recopy this. Okay. In question number 2, what they are asking us to do is Okay, this is question number 2. Okay, the value of pi is given to be 3.14. We need to find the circumference, right? Let's read the question from the beginning. Okay, and this is the value of pi given to us. Let's put an equal over here. Okay, Shepherd's toy store is selling a hula loop with a diameter of 4 feet. Again, the diameter is given to us, right? What we need to find is what is the circumference. Okay, so what we can say is if we have a circle given to us, okay, the diameter was given to be, the diameter is the line passing through the center. The diameter was 4 feet. Okay, and we need to find the circumference. The formula for the circumference we have is circumference is pi multiplied by the diameter. So in order to find the circumference, what we can say is pi, the value for pi was given as 3.14. We can use 3.14 is multiplied by the diameter, and the diameter was given to be 4 feet. So when we multiply 3, when 3 is multiplied by 3.14 is multiplied by 4, the answer for the circumference comes out to be 12.56. And what is the unit? It is feet. Okay, so we write feet, and the statement would be the circumference is 12.56 feet. Agreed? Let's look at the next question. Okay, are there any questions related to this? Okay, no. Let's move on to the next and let's see what we can do with the next question. Then I'll just give me a second. I'll just copy the question and we move on with the question number 3. Okay, the question says that there's an igloo. Igloo is a place where Eskimos live, right? Okay, if this is an igloo given to us, and what is the circumference? Okay, let's see. Let's read the question again. Question number 3 states that an igloo has a circular floor. It has a circular floor with a radius of 3 meters. The value of radius is given to us. Okay, and what they're asking us is what is the circumference of the floor? So if it is a circular floor, can we say there's a circle given to us? That is the floor surface. We know the radius. The radius is the line from the center to the circumference, to the outer ring. That means the radius was given as 3 meters. Okay. We need to find the circumference. Circumference is the outer ring. Okay. This is the circumference. The outer ring is the circumference. We need to find the circumference when the radius is 3. So we can say that the formula for the circumference is circumference is equals to 2 pi r. In the previous question, we did circumference is equals to pi multiplied by d because the diameter was given, and we know that diameter is twice of radius, right? So in place of 2r, we can write d over here, that is the diameter. We also have the formula that is circumference is 2 pi r. And we know that we always take the value of pi to be 3.14. We consider pi to be 3.14. It's an approximate value. It's not an accurate value, right? Approximate means we remove the other decimal places and we just take the first two decimal places. Okay, that means circumference would be 2 multiplied by pi. The value of pi was 3.14 multiplied by the radius, and the radius given was 3 meters. Okay, so when we multiply them together, can we say the answer comes out to be, when we put the values into the calculator for now, the answer comes out to be 18.84, and the unit we were using was meters. So can we say the circumference is 18.84 meters. Okay, that is our final answer. Agreed. Let's look at another example and let's see what the question is asking us. If the question says, I'll just copy the question. There's a clock tower, has a large bell. Okay. In this case, the shapes would all be circular because we are studying circles. Okay. Okay. If this is given to us, let me just copy it so that we have enough space. What is the circumference? It comes down. The distance. I'll just read the question so that it is clear to us. And it says the edge of the radius, okay, is yards over here. Okay, it's given something like this. We can say the next question is question number 4. And question number 4 states that a clock tower has a large bell, right? A clock tower has a large bell that rings on the hour, every hour. The edge of the bell has a radius of 2 yards. We are given the radius of the bell. Okay. What is the circumference of the edge of the bell? We need to find the circumference when the radius is given to us. It's exactly same as the previous question we did. In the previous question, what we did was we had a circle. In this case, it is the edge of the outer edge of the bell. The radius given to us is to the center from the circumference. This is the radius, and the radius is given as 2 yards. Okay, we need to find the circumference, and the value of pi is always taken as 3.14. We consider the approximate value to be 3.14. Okay, so can we say the circumference is equals to 2 pi r? Because we are using the radius. That means circumference is equals to 2 multiplied by 3.14 multiplied by the radius of the yard, and the radius was given as 2. So finally, when we simplify this, 2 multiplied by, okay, so can we say 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3.14? That is basically 2 multiplied by 2 is 4, and 4 multiplied by 3.14 will come out to be 12.56, right? It comes out to be 12 point, the circumference comes out to be 12.56 yards because the unit is yards. So we can write the statement, the circumference of the edge of the bell is 12.56 yards. Okay, we need to remember the unit, whatever the unit is. If it's centimeter, it's meters, it's yard, or it's feet, we need to write down the unit. Okay, the unit is one of the most important for us. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 5. Let's see what they are asking us in the next question. Okay, any questions? Okay, we'll do after this few examples, we will continue with the test as well, right? So once we have the test, we would be able to see what we understood with this lesson. We'll try a few questions from the test as well. So this is question number 5. I'll just paste the question and let's align this so that it's easier to be read. Okay, we use pi to be this. What is the inner tube's diameter? And the question is asking us, what is the diameter? Where the value of pi was 3.14. It says an inner tube is labeled as having a circumference of 12.56 feet. The circumference is given to us. That means if we have a circle, the outer length, this orange, the outer length is given to us 12.56 feet. This is the outer length. I'll make a dotted line next to it. This outer length, right? I'll make dots with the different colors. So this is the circumference. One complete round. The outer ring is known as the circumference. Okay, the circumference is given to us. Okay, what we need to find is the inner tube's diameter. We need to find the diameter. That means we need to find this, the line touching the circumference internally, but it is also passing through the center. That means we need to find the diameter. Okay, we need to find the diameter. So we know that the formula we can use is circumference is pi multiplied by the diameter. So if the value of circumference was given to us, can we say 12.56 is equals to, what is the value of pi? Pi is 3.14 multiplied by the diameter. If 3.4 is being multiplied to the diameter, when it goes to the other side, it divides. So can we say that 12.56 is divided by 3.14 and it equals to the diameter? So 12.56 is divided by 3.14. That means the diameter comes out to be 4. And what was the unit that you were using? It is feet. Diameter is 4 feet. Okay, so we can write the statement, the diameter, right, of the inner tube is 4 feet. Let's look at the next question and let's see what we can do over here. Okay, so what we'll do is, let's get the next question. Let's copy the question. Okay, just a second, please. I'm just copying the question so that we have it. We don't have to write it again and again, and we can do more questions. Okay, if the next question is this, and the question says, okay, let's see what the question is asking us. What is this ring circumference? I'm just aligning the question so that it's more clear to us, right? Okay. Through a ring with a radius of 1 foot. So if this is a question for us, okay, so the question says Manuel has trained his puppy Sparky, right? So Manuel has a puppy, that is Sparky, to jump through a ring with a radius of 1 foot. This is question number 6. What is the circumference? Circumference and the radius is given to us. So what we can say is, if we need to find the circumference, can we say that if we do a rough sketch, we have a circle, we need to find the outer green ring, the length of the outer circumference we need to find, and the radius is given as 1 foot. This is the radius and this is 1 foot. Okay, 1 foot is 12 inches, right? So either they can also write it says 12 inches and you give your answer in inches then. Okay, if we need to find the circumference, we know that circumference has two formulas. Circumference is pi multiplied by d if the diameter is given, or circumference can be written as 2 pi r. So in this case, since we are using the radius, we will use 2 pi r. Okay, so circumference we need to find out. That means 2 multiplied by pi, and the value of pi is always 3.14. Multiply by the radius, and the radius was given as 1/4. So we multiply it by 1. That means if we multiply 2 multiplied by 1 multiply by 3.14, that means our final answer comes out to be, the circumference comes out to be 6.28 feet. Okay, so we can say the circumference is 6.28 feet for the ring which has been given to the Sparky to jump through it. Okay. Okay, moving on to the next. Okay, thank you for answering. Let's see, next one is, okay, we have this question. Let's copy this question. Okay, and we would always remember that the value of pi is 3.14. This is something we need to remember at our end. Okay, so if the question is given something like this, let's minimize the space. Okay, question number 7 says a TP has a circular floor, right? A circular floor is very important for us with a radius of 2 yards. The radius is given to us. So what we can say is, and we need to find the circumference. So can we say that if a circle is given to us, the circle made, the outer ring of the circle that I've made with the blue is basically the circumference. We need to find the circumference. Can we say that from the center to this point, to the circumference, this length is the radius, that is equals to 2 yards. Okay, so we had two formulas previously for finding the circumference with diameter and radius, which we discussed in the previous question, which I just highlighted on the screen with a green color. Okay, so if we have the radius and we need to find the circumference, can we say circumference with the formula for the radius is 2 pi r? Can we say it is 2 pi r? Agreed? Thank you. Let's see. If circumference we need to find, we can say 2 multiply by pi, and the value of pi is always assumed to be 3.14. So we put in place of pi, we write 3.14 multiplied by the radius, and the radius given was 2 yards. Okay, so can we say 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3.14, and the answer comes out to be 12.56. That means in this case, the circumference comes out to be 12.56 feet. Okay, the circumference is 12.56. Okay, agreed? Any questions? If you have any questions, please write it down so that we can move on. I will answer those as well. Moving to the next question. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's see those also. Okay. The question says, the next question we have is question number 8. And the question number 8 says this. Okay, let's minimize the space. This and put this over here, okay? For question number 8, the question says, after stepping into a room with unusual lighting, Kyle's pupils are the black part or the colored part inside the eye, right? The pupil has a diameter of 4 millimeters. Just giving us the diameter, okay? We need to find the radius of the pupil, okay? So what we can say is, if a circle is there, the shape of the pupil is a circle, right? So what happens is, the diameter given to us is 4 millimeters. We need to find the radius. So we know that diameter is twice of radius. Diameter is double the size of radius. Agreed? So the value for the diameter was given as 4. That is twice of radius. So can this 4 be divided by 2? 4 divided by 2 would be equal to radius, and 4 divided by 2 is 2, and the unit is millimeters. Millimeters. So we can say that the radius is 2 millimeter. Okay, that's great. Let's move on to the next one, next question, and let's see what they're asking us. The next question says, okay, it's talking about a button on its jacket. Okay, so the next question says that, okay, if we have this and we need to see what is the button, okay, diameter of the button, okay. If this is a question given to us, question number 9. Let's see how we can solve question number 9. The button is a circular because it's saying radius of 5 millimeter. The radius is given to us and we need to find the diameter. Very similar question to the previous. So what is happening over here is, if we have a button in the shape of a circle, right? The radius is given to us. The radius is from the center to the circumference. We know that the radius is 5 millimeters. What we need to do is, we need to find the diameter. We need to find the diameter, right? Diameter is passing through the center from one side to another side. We know that from the previous question that diameter is twice of radius. So can we say that diameter is double the length of the radius? So diameter we had to find. So we can say it is twice the length, and the value of radius was, the given value of radius was 5. That means 2 multiplied by 5 is 10 millimeters. So can we say the diameter is 10 millimeters? Okay. Agreed. Let's try the next question. Let's see if, do we have any questions yet? Okay, that's fine. Let's continue. If we have the next question, and the next question says, okay, I'll just copy the question and we'll try to put it in the minimum space so that we can redo it. We have space left. Okay, I'll just arrange this question. Just a minute, please. Let me arrange the statement and then we will move on with the question. Okay. 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 If this is a question given to us, I'll just post the question over here. Okay. Okay. The question number 10 says, when laid flat, a round parachute has a diameter of 8 meters. That means the diameter is given to us. Okay. So if we draw a circle for our understanding, if we draw a circle, we can say the diameter is given to us. That means the diameter is given to us. The diameter in the circle is 8 meters. What do we need to find? What is the parachute circumference? We know that circumference is, what is circumference? The circumference is pi multiplied by the diameter. Pi multiplied by the diameter. So can we say circumference is 3.14 multiplied by the diameter, that is 8. So 3.14 multiplied by 8 is, can anyone give me the answer? Can you give me the answer, please? Yeah, that is correct. The answer is 25.12, and this was in meters. So we write meters over here, M over here. And the final statement, what we can write is, the statement can be given as, the circumference is 25.12 meters. Okay. So till this question, what we have done is, if the diameter is given, we found the circumference. If the circumference is given, we found the radius. If the circumference is given, we found the diameter, and vice versa, right? So there are three values, three variables we are having are circumference, diameter, and radius. So we are interchanging between the three variables. Okay. The next question says, a cathedral has a large circular stained glass window. Okay, let me just copy this so that we can do it together. Okay, this is question number 11, right? Let's do question number 11, and then let's try a few questions from the test as well. Okay. Okay. Let's say this is the question given to us. Let me just align this so that it's easier for us to read. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's say this is aligned over here. So let's say the cathedral has a large circular stained glass window. Visitor measures the window and calculate it has a circumference is given to us. We need to find the diameter. We know that the formula for circumference is pi multiplied by the diameter. The circumference was already given to us. So we can write 6.28 would be equal to pi. The value of pi is always taken as 3.14 multiplied by the diameter. So if we divide 6.28 is divided by 3, sorry, if this is divided by 3.14, it should be equal to diameter. So once we divide 6.28, 6.28 is divided by 3.14, the answer would come out to be 2. And we can say, since it's in meters, we write meters over here. Okay. We could have drawn the diagram, and we can do it without the diagram. I'm just showing this question without the diagram so that we also have this understanding. But drawing the diagram is always preferred so that you put in the information over there, what needs to be done. Okay, let's start with a few questions from the test. Let's try and see how many questions are there, and we'll try the maximum we can do in the lesson. Okay. I'll just copy the question. I'll copy the options. Okay. The question number 1, there are total 24 questions. So I would give the heading that we are doing test. Okay, we are doing the questions from the test. And the first question says, okay, I'll just change the size of the statement so that it's easier for us to know what is being asked. Okay, and this would be over here. Let's put this back over here. And let's say this comes, sorry, this comes over here. The question says that Gabby measured the button on her coat, right? Then she calculated it has a circumference of this is given. We need to find the diameter. And the options that we have over here are, we have two options, option A and option B. Let's copy the options and let's see. Okay, these are the two options given to us. Option A or option B. Okay, let's see which option is the correct. This is question number 1 from the test. Okay, so while doing the question, we know that the value of pi would always be taken as 3.14. Okay, we need to find the diameter and we need to relate it with the circumference. We have two standard formulas for circumference, right? Circumference can be equal to pi multiplied by the diameter, or circumference could be equal to 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by r. So what do we need to consider in this is, we need to consider the one which has a diameter. So we can say that circumference is pi multiplied by the diameter. The circumference is already given to us, that is 25.12 is equals to pi. The value of pi can be written as 3.14 multiplied by the diameter. Okay, so when we simplify this, we can say that 25.12 is divided by 3.14, and we can find the answer for the diameter if we divide them. So we can say 25.12 is divided by 3.14. So what is your answer? Can anyone give me the answer? Okay. Okay. Can I have the answer? Okay, yeah. The answer is option number. In this case, when it's an MCQ, we don't write 6 or 8 as an answer. See, the answer would come out to be 8. And since this is in millimeters, so we write millimeters. But the answer would be, answer for this question is basically the options that are provided. So we will say that option B is the correct answer. Okay. So on the question, we click on to option number B, that is 8 millimeters. And it would show us whether we have done it correctly or we have done it incorrectly. Okay. So the next question I'll just copy and we'll move on to this. Okay, great. Question number 2 from the test states that, I'll just align them so that it's easier for us to solve. Okay. And the question over here says, just a minute, please. I'll change the font size so that it's readable for you. Okay. So the question number 2 says, a subway token has a diameter is given, has a diameter of 2 centimeters, right? What is the radius of the token? We know that diameter is twice of radius, double the length of the radius. Agreed? So the diameter was given as 2. So if the diameter is given as 2, we need to find the radius. Can we put down the values? Okay, great. The diameter was given as 2. That is equals to twice of radius. That means the diameter 2 is divided by the 2 on the other side, which will be equal to radius. And the radius comes out to be 1. And this is in centimeters. So which option is the correct answer? Radius is 1, so we look at the options. That means option A is the correct answer. So we click on your screen, option A, and we find the correct answer. Let's move to the next question. And the next question says, okay, let me just copy so that we can solve it. Okay, great. We're done with question 2. Let's look at question number 3. And these are the two options we have. Okay, we use pi to be equal to 3.14, and we have this, okay, and this. So let's suppose if we enlarge this, and let's look at the question. Question number 3 from the test says Rick has a round trampoline with a radius of 2 meters. Okay, we need to find the circumference. We know that circumference has two formulas. One is 2 pi r in terms of radius, and the other one is pi times d with the diameter. But in this case, we are given the radius. So we would use circumference is 2 pi r. So we can say that circumference is 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by r. So can we say 2 multiplied by what is? Okay, what is the value of pi that we use? The pi is always used as 3.14. That's an approximate. And the radius given was 2. So that means 2 multiplied by 3.14 multiplied by 2 is 12.56. That means circumference comes out to be 12.56. And what is the unit over here? It's meters. So let's see which option is the correct option, option A or option B. Because the answer is 12.56. We look at the options. Option A is 14.56. Option B is 12.56. That means option B is the correct option. The second option is the correct option. Okay. Let's try one more question. Okay. If I would say, let me just copy this so that we have it on the screen. Okay. Let's do question number 4. Okay. Let's align this first. We write down option A and option B. We say this is option A, this is option B. I'll just align the question so that it's readable for you. Okay, this is this. What is the floor circumference? Let's enlarge this. Okay. Okay. Question number 4. The question number 4 states that an igloo has a circular floor with a radius of 3 meters. The radius is given. We need to find the circumference. Previously, we saw the formula. So we can say circumference is 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by r. The value of pi is already given to us. That is 3.14. Even if it's not given to us, we use 3.14. So we can say that circumference is 2 multiplied by the value of pi, right? Agreed? Multiply by the radius. And what is the radius in this question? It is given as, can anyone help me out with this question? Okay. The radius is given as 3 meters, right? So we simply put down 3 over here. So we have 2 multiplied by 3.14 multiplied by 3. And the final answer comes out to be, can anyone help me out? Please write down the answer on the screen so that we can have the same answer. That means the circumference will come out to be, see, both the options have 0.84, but the initial numbers are different. One is 18.84, other one is 20.84. So one of them would be the correct answer, right? So our answer comes out to be, yes, our answer is 18.84. What is the unit over here? Meters. So we can say that option number A is the correct option. Okay. So we did a few questions from the test. There are a few more. Please do attempt the test questions so that you have an understanding if of what needs to be done in this topic, right? It's just MCQs. Just put your calculator, piece of paper and pen and do these questions, okay? Thank you so much. Best of luck. Take care. Bye.